What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're gonna be back to work on our McLaren 720S. As you guys see in the previous video, we pretty much got all the body work done on the car. It is almost ready to paint. But today, I wanna go ahead and show you guys what we have. We got a lot of new parts. We got two frame rails right here, a front reinforcement bar, and then we have all of our cooling systems. We have our shock. We pretty much have everything to get this car on the road. And a big shout out to Hybrid Performance for hooking it all up with all these parts. Shipping was super quick. The process was super easy. So if you're ever looking for any Ferrari, McLaren, Lamborghini parts, they're all genuine, he can hook you up with them. I'll go ahead and drop all his details down below, so if you're looking for any of those parts, hit him up. Now let's see what we have to do on this McLaren. So the first thing we need to do on this car is pretty much remove both of these frame rails, remove this old rebar. As you can see, it's really bent up. I did actually try straightening it because I couldn't find one at that time, and it didn't really turn out too good. It's really bent up right there, and these brackets are all gone. So what we need to do right now is remove both of these frame rails. I think we're gonna have to remove some of this stuff in here. I'm not too sure. I think we can just move a lot of it out of the way and just slip both of these out of here. So we got the first frame rail off, and we did actually have to lower the subframe down to get to this bolt right here. Just pretty stupid design, but it works. And now what we need to do is actually replace one of these lines right here. This is the line for the hydraulic shock, because this car does have the front lift system. Not a lot of McLarens have the front lift system, but we got lucky with this one. So we're gonna go ahead and get it out of the package and replace it. It simply goes to this unit right here in the center. This is what controls all the shocks and everything. It's pretty cool how everything is just in one thing. So let's go ahead and swap this brake line out. So we got one of the lines on, and we do actually have a new tire rod right here. This one's actually straight from the dealer. I did buy an aftermarket one, but honestly, I'm gonna just put the one from the dealership on, because this one didn't come with this end piece right here. So we're gonna go ahead and just put the new one on there. So now that we have the tire rod all on, now what we need to do is go ahead and put our brake line on for the caliper. As you guys see, it was ripped, and we kind of just vice gripped it together so we could build brake pressure so we could start the car. And we do have a new one. It is actually over here. Let's see, where's it at? So we do have a new brake line for here, and one of the wires that we needed for one of the sensors on the tires. So let's go ahead and get this brake line on. I was planning on putting the shock on, but honestly, I'm gonna do that after we get this subframe back on. So let's go ahead and grab that new frame rail and put it on this side. We got the left side frame rail on. Now we need to go ahead and finish removing this rail because I want to put both frame rails on and then put the rebar on and make sure they're perfectly square with each other. We got the right side frame rail off, and we did also order this brake line. If you guys remember, we did also cap it off right here. So we're gonna go ahead and put it on. It's just gonna be a lot easier while the frame rail is off. So we got both frame rails on and we lined everything up with the rebar. Everything went together smoothly. Now all we need to do is pretty much just start putting all these wires back in its place, put all these clamps back onto the frame rails. And then after that, we're actually gonna replace these lines right here because we do have all new lines, and then we can start putting the coolers together on the side. We pretty much got everything buttoned up over here. I actually went ahead and put this shock on last night. Everything lined up beautifully with that. And now what we need to do is go ahead and replace these cooler lines right here. As you can see, they are kind of bent up. And honestly, I could have just used them and saved them, but I went ahead and just ordered some new ones. And they actually are right here. Check it out. We got all new fresh lines. They weren't too bad. They were like 300 bucks a piece. So it's a pretty good deal on them. And they simply just go in just like this. This one goes here and this one goes in like that. So let's go ahead and get them replaced. So we got these lines out. Now let's go ahead and put the new ones in. We got the new lines installed. Now what we're gonna do is go ahead and start assembling our new coolers. Here we have our radiators. Open these bad boys up. So here we have one of the coolers right here. Look at that. And I think it comes with all the foam. Check that beauty out right there. And then we have all of our plastics. So let's go ahead and start assembling everything. got both side coolers on, and we also went ahead and put this latch on right here. Got all the wiring in its exact place, put these brackets on right here. These brackets actually hold this lower shield, but we got everything pretty much in its place on the passenger side. We got all the wires routed. We still are gonna have to panel bond these brackets on. We haven't done that yet. We're gonna do that once we put all the fenders on, put the hood on, line the bumper up, make sure all the gaps are perfect. But we'll probably do that tomorrow because it's been a long day. We got everything assembled, and man, check it out. It's looking like a car again. Finally, guys, we are getting somewhere on this car. Hopefully we can also drive it tomorrow because we got all the coolers on. All we have to do is go to the tire shop, get the tire mounted on the rim, put it on, and drive this thing off the lift, hopefully. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow. So it's the next day here at the shop, and I was kind of messing around with these parts right here. I put all the brackets on and all the fenders lined up beautifully. Now what we need to do is actually bleed the brakes, because if you remember, both of these sides, the brake lines were both busted and we got new ones, so we replaced them. So all we need to do right now is basically fill up this reservoir and bleed these two front brakes. And then we need to add a little bit more antifreeze, because you know we added these coolers on the side. So we got 2 more gallons of the Zurex G48 antifreeze. So let's go ahead and bleed these brakes and put some more antifreeze in it, and maybe we can drive it off right now. I added some brake fluid in there. Now what we're gonna do is actually bleed it with this vacuum pump and this little tank right here. And what it's gonna do is basically just suck the juice in here, drop it in here. So let's go ahead. We'll probably start with the back. Quickness. Oh yeah, guys, the brakes are perfect. So we bled the brakes, they're nice and perfect. Now what we're gonna do is add some more antifreeze. So we went ahead and poured 2 more gallons of antifreeze into the car, and we also just unscrewed these little bleeder valves right here, and all the antifreeze came through there. Now that that's good to go, what we need to do is go to the tire shop and get this tire right here mounted. We also went ahead and bought a Pirelli P0 tire, so let's go to the tire shop and get this mounted on. Good. No crowbar needed. Sorry, neighbor. It's fine. So we got the tire all mounted. I did try to mount it myself because I did used to work here a long time ago, but we got it all mounted. We're not gonna balance it because I'm thinking we're gonna go ahead and sand them all down and get them powder coated later. But for now, we wanna get this thing running. So let's go ahead and head back to the shop. So we got the tire nice and mounted on. Now what we need to do is go ahead and jack the car up and go ahead and install these tires and rims. And this rim is a little bit different from this one. As you can see, this has like the machine, but we're gonna go ahead and sand them all down and give them a nice coat. I think we're gonna probably paint them black because the car's gonna be gold and it's just gonna look absolutely awesome. So let's go ahead and jack this car up and start putting these wheels back on it. Okay, you sir. Look at my car here. Now what do you think of my car? Do you like it? Yeah, that's good. Come on.
you ain't doing that.
So guys, check it out. The car is finally on all 4 wheels, which is a huge milestone. First time this car has been on 4 wheels in over 5 months. So we went ahead and also tightened everything up underneath, Loctited everything we needed. Now what I want to do is give this car a nice clean, and then we'll put the ramps back on here, which is crazy to say. We're gonna put the ramps back on the lift and drive this thing off. So we got everything wiped down and cleaned off the car. Now it's time to just go ahead and put these ramps on the front and roll this thing off. Started. Now let's go ahead and try putting it in drive. Yo, it actually drives.
This is the first time.
It is actually in limp mode, so all you have to do is actually just hold the gear lever down, and that's how it gets out of limp mode. But it drove off the lift, no problems at all. As you can see, there's still a bunch of fault noises, and now it's not actually letting me go through it. But it runs, it drives. Finally, guys, it's been a long time coming. We got this car off the lift. Guys, so check it out. We're actually driving the McLaren right now. We're just taking it really easy because we really don't know what's going on with everything yet, but everything seems to be good. The temperatures are perfect. The rocks are getting slung up everywhere, but it drives pretty good right now. The steering wheel is a little bit crooked, and I do notice there's something going on with the steering wheel, and I think it's a bearing loose down there. It kind of popped out, but everything is driving good. No problems at all. We ain't really gonna take it too fast or anything. We're just trying to creep, and it's doing good so far. We're gonna do a little bit more test driving and then take it back to the shop.
Hey Ben, rev it a few times. Shoot. Yo, this thing sounds insane. It looks like a freaking alien spaceship from outside.
Same, man. Finally got this thing running after freaking 5 months just working on it every day.
I can't believe it just rolled right off, put the thing right in drive and just drove off.
It's
Like
crazy
it hasn't been taken apart in 10,000 pieces.
Literally every single piece of this car has been taken apart. Yeah. Not sure. So we're doing a little B-roll shots of the car and it just shut off and there's no power at all. I'm not sure what exactly happened. So we're gonna go ahead and push it back to the shop and dig into it and see what happened.
What's up, man?
Yeah, what's up, bro?
Yeah.
Because it started sputtering.
It has to be the battery.
Screen started flickering, so maybe, I don't think you're supposed to boost off these cars, but. There we go.
Yeah. It turned right on?
Yeah.
Yep, there you go.
So it turns out it's just a dead battery. Maybe we need to check all the connections from the alternator. Maybe I didn't plug something up or something just needs to be double tested.
Alright, so just pull it back in the shop.
Yeah, let's go ahead and just roll it back in. So we ended up just putting the booster box on the car and it fired right up, which is a sign of a relief because, man, I don't know what could have happened. You guys know we did take every inch of this car apart. There could have been some wires that are touching or something like that, but gladly it started right up and we pulled it in. And it drives good, there's no issues at all. There is a little bit of rattling in the back, but I think we need to just tweak some stuff up back there. But if you enjoyed today's video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. This car is coming along. Hopefully in the next week or two, we'll get the car painted, all back assembled, and this car will be done. So thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for sticking around for this amazing journey. Hit that like button, subscribe. Also check me out on Instagram at Vtuned. And if you want to cop some merch, head over to vtuned.com. Thanks for watching.